It is game one of a quick two-game set between the Yankees and the Pirates. Jameson Taillon returns to Pittsburgh to face his former team. We'll see how he does. He's going for win number 10. My recap, your reactions. Coming up next, this is Yankees Game Night. Gentlemen, we got to talk about the Manscaped Platinum Package 4.0. It is the one-stop shop for the man who deserves it all, and it comes with a whole bunch of stuff. You got the Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer. You guys know all about that. The Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer. That's a fantastic tool that every guy can use. The Ultra Premium Body Wash. I actually have some of this stuff. It smells really good. Same with the 2-in-1 shampoo plus conditioner. But my favorite part of this package is the boxer shorts. These are the most comfortable boxer shorts I've ever worn, and I think you'll like them too. They're very light, very flexible, and they'll keep your boys dry. Visit manscaped.com and use the code NYY Recaps, that's all one word, and you will get 20% off and free shipping on your order of the Platinum Package 4.0, the best deal yet, and your balls will thank you. I can't blame that one on Joey Gallo. One of the top 5 ugliest games of the year, in my opinion. How's it going, everybody? Shout out to everybody who spent their 4th of July calming down their dogs because people were shooting off fireworks. That's how I spent mine. I missed you, though. I didn't miss the 2021 Yankees that showed up tonight. 2022 now officially half over. 81st game of the season. Yankees now still on pace for 116 wins. So we have that anyway to take out of tonight. Austin Wells, congratulations, promoted to Double-A before the game. Going to Somerset. He's been raking in Single-A, so this is good news. Usually I do an inning-by-inning, play-by-play style recap. But tonight was ugly, and I don't think any of us want to relive that. So we're just going to do some key takeaways on a player basis and just kind of go over what went wrong. Jameson Taillon was on the mound. That went wrong. He was pitching against the team that drafted him, the team that traded him, and he came into the game with a .900 winning percentage. That was the best in baseball, but he had a really tough night. Gave up a monster home run to Daniel Vogelbach. Gave up a 2-run shot to STREAMSKI. Gamble got him for a double off the wall. Just didn't have his good stuff. Final line for him was 5 1/3, 6 hits, 5 runs, all of them earned, no walks, so the one silver lining, and 5 strikeouts. He just looks tired to me. He looked tired his last time out. I think everybody's ready for an all-star break. They put this all-star break in here for a reason because at this point of the season, everybody's worn out. You've essentially played an NBA season, and now you're going to have another couple of series, and then you get a couple of days off, and then you got to play another one. It's insanity. Anthony Rizzo was scratched with back stiffness. Anytime you hear the word back, it should raise a red flag. It's not good. Backs can be trouble. They can linger. Wade Boggs and Don Mattingly were always fighting back problems. But everybody's back gets stiff from time to time, especially in your 30s as an athlete, so I'm not that worried. LeMahieu filled in at first base admirably. He made a fantastic play in the first inning defensively. Matt Carpenter got into the lineup when he was supposed to be sitting this one out. One time when that happened, the Cubs, they were playing the Cubs, and he hit a couple of home runs. Tonight, he had a couple of hits. He had an RBI. There's been more chatter over the last couple of days about getting him some reps in the outfield, probably in place of Joey Gallo. Gallo, by the way, out of the lineup tonight. Brian Cashman said of Sonny Gray a few years ago that his time with the Yankees was going to expire. And I feel like The same is true of Joey Gallo. They're just not even playing him anymore. You had some off days. Lefty on the mound tonight, obviously. He doesn't do anything against lefties. Doesn't pinch hit. I think his time is going to expire within the next, several weeks. Trade deadline August 2nd. Gleyber Torres had a positive tonight. He was really good at the plate. He ripped a hard line drive to right field in the first inning. He ripped a double to left field. He also lined out to third base. So the swing was looking good for him. When he's putting a level to slightly upward swing on the ball, he's dangerous. But when he collapses the backside and tries to launch and separate to left field, then you can get him out. But tonight, he looked good. Aaron Judge had an RBI single in the fifth, but grounded into a huge double play in the top of the seventh. He also ended the game on a strikeout looking. It was not a great pitch, but probably too close to take, if you ask me. Isaiah Kiner-Falefa had 3 hits tonight, and he made a couple of nice defensive plays. Maybe he's hearing the footsteps of Oswald Peraza, who's played really well in AAA for the last month or so. Aroldis Chapman pitched in the bottom of the 8th. The fastball was up to 102. The control was good. Overall, I think it was a positive night for Chapman. For the Pirates, Brian Reynolds looked really good. He made an outstanding catch to take away a couple of RBI from Giancarlo Stanton. I say outstanding. It looked difficult, but the catch probability was 80%, so you be the judge. Most outfielders, according to StatCast, would get there, but it was a good catch in my opinion. He also ripped a double off the right field wall from the left side and smoked a line drive to left field from the right side. Maybe he's auditioning for a spot on the team. Who knows? But anyway, the Yankees dropped this one 5-2. Killer Wolf says, Pirates ain't sweeping us. Well, they're halfway there. Yanks are going to have to show up tomorrow. Pirates are not a great team. Yankees are going to have to play better tomorrow. It looked like today, they looked a little bit too relaxed. I didn't see that killer instinct that we've seen from them all season. I mean, it looked like they expected to win, and they were a little bit surprised when Vogelbach hit one 9 miles off of Tyone. And, they just didn't recover from Tyone's bad start. It happens. Anthony Pupo says, Trevino has definitely cooled off. I think that's true. His batting average is down to 248, OPS down to 723. It was over 800 for a while there. Let's go ahead and look at the box score while we're at it. Quintana picks up the victory. Second of the year for him. His ERA 3.33, so he's having a nice season. Jameson Taillon now 9-2 with a 3.63 ERA. Yankees did get 10 hits, so they out-hit the Pirates, but a lot of men left on base. DJ was 1 for 4. He's hitting 262. Judge 1 for 5 with the ribby, down to 281. He's actually been kind of slumping lately. I think he needs some time off himself, but he's not going to get it. He's going to the All-Star game. Torres, 2 for 3. He's up to 257. OPS creeping back up towards 800. Stanton, 0 for 4 tonight. Stanton hit that big home run in Cleveland the other day, and I thought, his swing looked so good that day that I thought he was getting ready to break out and go nuclear. He's been hitting a lot of home runs, but not getting a lot of hits otherwise. So he's just been an interesting case this year for me. I still think that, he had some good swings. He fouled off a couple of pitches that he usually hits harder. So we might see him break out in the next couple of days. Donaldson was popping up all night, popping up foul, just taking big hacks. I got to tell you, I'm pretty much over watching Donaldson hit. He's down to 222, 686 OPS. Definitely not what we expected from him. We expect better offense out of that position. Carpenter, 2 for 4 tonight, hitting over 300 with a 12.66 OPS. It's not sustainable hitting at that level, but he's doing a really nice job. So that was a good pickup by Brian Cashman. Aaron Hicks, 1 for 4 tonight, 221 average on the year, 628 OPS. There's too many low OPSs in this lineup. Trevino, 0 for 4. He's down to 723. And Kiner-Falefa at 634, even after the 3-hit game tonight. Big error tonight from Stanton in right field. Not big error. I mean, it was an error. Only error of the game. Yankees did get a couple of extra base hits, but did not hit the ball out of the ballpark. Litke pitched an inning and 2/3 of shutout ball, and Chapman, as we mentioned, had a pretty nice appearance, but unfortunately not enough to get it done. Paul Fiore says, remember this game if we lose home field. It's crazy that we're even talking about home field because the Yankees had a 7-game lead for home field, about 2 weeks ago. It's been cut down to, I think, 4.5 because Houston's been playing very, very well. But the Astros also have a really easy schedule the second half, much easier than the Yankees do. But Yankees still in the driver's seat. Let's not, jump off of the roof yet. This is, a tough night. Second tough game in a row. 2 runs over the last 2 games. Definitely not what you want. Albert Wheeler with the grammatical masterpiece says, will Judge still going to hit 60 home runs? I mean, I can't tell the future. He's on pace after this game for 58 because we're officially halfway through the season. He's got 29, and that's called math. Chase Zerao, I'm not even going to try that. One of my people, though. Donaldson is washed up. Play Carpenter more consistently. I think he will get more at-bats. I think he was out of there tonight because there was a lefty on the mound. But I thought he had good at-bats. Like I said, he was spitting on close pitches. He was fouling off tough pitchers' pitches. And he picked up a couple of line drives. He looks comfortable in the box. He looks like a veteran hitter. We got the Stone Cold Dono says, we just lost to the Pirates. Unfortunately, stating facts. Chase Zarowski also says, Reynolds would look good in pinstripes, and I agree.
I wholeheartedly agree.
Gonna cost a lot to get him. Gonna cost you half the farm to get him. I don't know if Cashman's got the cojones to do that. Stone Cold also wants to bring back Andujar. Can't bring him back for, I don't think, 10 days. I'm not sure how the rule works if you designate somebody for the doubleheader 27th man and then send them down. I'm not sure if the 10-day rule applies. Typically, when you send a player back down to the minor leagues, at least when you option them, they have to be down for 10 days. Not sure if that rule applies for a doubleheader. I'm going to have to look that up. Aiden Davila says, Rizzo was in the lineup, a great late scratch. Did I have him in the lineup up here? No, I didn't. Yeah, Rizzo was supposed to be in the lineup. We mentioned that. Back stiffness. Sometimes that can happen just from hitting too much. Sometimes you can sleep on it weird. We've all picked up something too heavy and felt something on our back. It can be a weightlifter thing. I'm confident that he's going to be fine because they didn't seem too concerned about it. Douglas Rao, great takes always, says, the Pirates aren't as awful as they were some years ago. They're not the Reds or the Cubs. And that's very true. They got some guys who can hit on that team. I keep saying that Ben Gamel's underrated. I saw some good swings from him tonight. And Brian Reynolds, is a superstar for a reason. He's a good player. And my impressions of Cruz, and Cruz, he did have an RBI. I think he had a sac fly tonight. He was 0 for 3. He's hitting 193. He doesn't look like a shortstop to me. I get that they're playing him there, but he looks awkward releasing the ball. I know that he can throw it 100 miles an hour across the diamond, but his arms are so long and his body is so tall that just fielding the ball and throwing to first base is kind of an awkward motion for him. It doesn't look fluid at all. But I mean, hey, he's an athlete. He's doing it, so more power to him. He just doesn't look right. Poppy Champoo says this team has fallen off since the Astros series. You're 100% correct. Pamela Davis says the Pirates just showed us what putting the ball in play does. 100% agree. Frankie Baseball says picked a bad night to come back to the chat. Just a dreadful performance on offense. You're supposed to be in the chat every night, Frankie. What are you doing? You're my highlight guy. Come on. Aiden Davila says, do you want the Yankees to get Castillo or Montas? I think Montas got hurt, didn't he? Look, I'm not sold on either one of those guys. I don't think the Yankees need to go out and get the starting pitcher. I think the starting pitching is going to be fine if you just give everybody a little bit of rest. I think they need to work J.P. Sears in there more. I think they need to move Waldachuk up at some point, let him take a couple of starts. Ronnie with the big dono. This man, every night.
He's done
I've never been more anxious to see what Cashman does this month. He can't fumble the ball this year. He can't. 100% agree. Let's get a round of applause for Ronnie on this big dono here. Hang on just a second. Appreciate that. Douglas Rao says, Estevan Florial has a 905 OPS at AAA. Just give him an extended chance already. And I'm tempted to agree. But as we look at the Pirates, I remember the cautionary tale of Hoy Jun Park, who was absolutely tearing up AAA last year. Tearing it up. And we were shouting, give him a shot, give him a chance, get him in the major leagues. And we ended up trading him for Clay Holmes. And right out of the gate, Hoy Park hit a couple of home runs. He looked really good. But if you look at him now, he's not really doing anything at the major league level. I mean, I think he's hitting about 200 probably. I'll get you his stats. He wasn't in the lineup tonight. But that's just a cautionary tale. Guys can put up huge numbers at AAA, but when they get to the major leagues, it's not the same. He's appeared in 22 games this year. He's hitting 220 with 2 home runs and 6 RBI. So not having a good year for him. I'm going to see if he's played any in the minors this year. Yeah, in the minors this year, he's hitting 250 as well with 2 home runs and 13 RBIs in 140 at-bats. So splitting time this year, but really just not putting up the numbers that he had with the Yankees in AAA. His AAA numbers last year were really good. Let's see. With Scranton Wilkes-Barre last year, he hit 328 with 10 home runs and 29 RBIs in 48 games. So, that just goes to show you, AAA and the major leagues, it's just two different worlds. It's two different ball games, quite literally. The game moves faster. The pitchers are nastier. And Florial might be just one of those guys who, has finally come into his own in the minors and is finally putting up those minor league numbers. But the Yankees don't feel that whatever metric they're looking at, whether it's exit velocity, whether it's, his spray chart, he does pull the ball a lot, whether it's the percentage of balls he hits in the air versus on the ground, whatever the Yankees are looking at, they obviously don't think that Estevan Florial gives them more than Joey Gallo or gives them more than somebody like Matt Carpenter. AJ Chavari says, how is Davy Garcia doing this year? Last I saw, he was doing pretty bad. We're going to pull his numbers up. So you might remember Garcia broke into the league with the Yankees in 2020, and he was really good. He made 6 starts, pitched to a 4.98 ERA, but his first several starts were pretty good. And last year it kind of fell apart in the minor leagues. He had a 6.85 ERA. And this year in AAA, he's made 7 starts, and he's got a 10.38 ERA. That is pretty bad. So I think Davy Garcia at this point is another prospect that, for this period of time at least, has not panned out. His mechanics, he throws across his body. I know the Yankees are trying to fix that, and it's messed some things up. He's walking a lot of guys. He's got 16 walks allowed and 18 strikeouts. So he's walking almost as many as he's striking out. That's Brian Taylor numbers, folks. Brian Taylor numbers. Douglas Rao says, I'm concerned that Josh Donaldson's $21 million on the hook for 2023 might interfere with them signing Judge. I hope not. I don't think the Yankees are going to let that. I don't think they'll let that happen. Judge makes them a ton of money. So, hey, look, it's a tough night for the Yankees, but every team is going to win 50. Every team's going to lose 50. It's just one of those nights where you don't have it. So you roll up your sleeves, you get off the mat, and you go get him tomorrow. Aiden says, do you think the Yankees should get Brian Reynolds? Depends on the cost. I mean, he looked good to me. That 80% catch probability and then him diving was kind of a red flag to me. They were talking about how it was a great catch. It looked great to the eye test. But I had flashbacks of Clint Frazier, who would make great diving catches, and you find out that it had like a 94% catch probability. Pamela Davis says, with the exception of Cole, the rotation pitches better with Higgy behind the dish, at least recently. For the most recent trip through the rotation, I think you're absolutely correct. And what's interesting about that is that Higgy was Garrett Cole's personal catcher. for the last couple of years. So, I mean, you just can't predict baseball sometimes. It's just a weird sport and weird things happen. We're halfway through the year. We're on pace for 116 wins. Tough night, but unfortunately, the Pirates did pretty much dominate this game start to finish. So the Yankees got to roll it up and bring it back out tomorrow and go for the split. Chris Petrillo says, who can the Yankees get for Donaldson? My guess is nobody. Kenyon Tadlock wants Ian Happ. That's my guy. That's who I want. AJ wants to give the Pirates Peraza, Medina, and Wells for Reynolds. Medina's having a pretty good year. He's turned it on recently. He had a good June. All right, guys, we're going to call it a night, and we'll be back at you tomorrow, hopefully with better results. I'll see you next time.